Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Chef Ellie's Kitchen one more time. Today I will be showing you how to make a simple basil pesto. You know that pestos are relatively easy to make. You have several types. You can basically use any sort of aromatic herbs, spices to develop a beautiful pesto. Like I said, I'm showing you today how to make a basil pesto, and we will begin to move right ahead with that. Now first we have pine nuts. Now pine nuts actually can be toasted or it may not be toasted. I prefer it to be toasted because you get a more robust flavor at the end, but it does not really have to. What you do is you put it into a frying pan and you just toss it or in the oven until it actually toasts. Do not overcook it because it can then have a burnt taste. Also, by toasting it, it actually brings out the oils to the top that gives that nice basic flavor. We have Romano cheese, Parmesan, but it's Romano, which is a more expensive, but it has a better flavor because it's really not made for the commercial use like the regular Parmesan that you buy in the tin. We have garlic cloves, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, and then we have our fresh basil. It's preferred to use the fresh leaves because you get a more intense flavor than using the dried one. The dry one doesn't also give a good complexion of that nice green robust look. In the old days, they used to use what they call a modern pesto, which is where they used to actually put the basil into the mortar and they would just crush it. So actually, pesto means really to crush, and so what they did was they crushed the leaves along with the garlic and the cheese, and then they added the olive oil and the pine nuts and made a nice, beautiful, tasty product that could be used really relatively for anything. So we'll move right ahead and begin to make it. So what I did, I took I'm taking now some basil leaves, which I washed earlier. I'm going to rest it here, and what I'm going to do is just add it in. It's usually a good handful to be sufficient. You can actually use whichever amount that you want to make this tasty. You find that most recipes will call for about 3 cloves, garlic cloves. I put about 4 or 5 because I like the flavor of garlic, and it actually ends up, garlic is good for you, and it ends up having to me a very good flavor. Add the garlic, and then we're going to add some pine nuts, cheese, the salt and pepper. I found this in the food store. Works very well. It's sea salt with ground whole peppers. We're going to grind it. And then we're going to add the olive oil. You don't have to put too much olive oil in the beginning because it's according to how you want the pesto to end up in terms of whether it has a more watery consistency or if you want it to be that is of one that has more of a solid that you can use it, let's say on the toast, as a piece of you have it in? Good. We are just about there. Perfect. You don't want to put too much salt in the beginning because the cheese also has salt in it. So by just adding just a small amount or even correcting it at the end, you can end up with it not being too salty. So this is the final product. Um, I have a jar that I have bought to put this in. Actually, you can put a little bit of olive oil on top if you're not going to use it right away. And what that does is that protects it from losing all of its vibrant aroma and flavor. Cover, and you can put it in the fridge. This can last for up to 3-4 weeks, even more according to the temperature of your fridge. Like I said, this can be used for so many things, and you will see as we go along in the continuation of this class, so you'll be able to see how versatile this pesto is. So when we get back, I will then show you how to make a sun-dried tomato pesto.